This is the Recovery Lab.
Here we dive deep into the struggles, victories, and hope that stem from recovery.
No shame, no judgment, just truth, grace, and inspiration.
Let's walk this road together.
Hey, what's up, Recovery Labradoodles? We are back. It's episode 147. I'm David Sugg.
I'm Daniel Anderson without a microphone.
That's right. We are Recovery Lab. We're here this week with Walter Boon, Vernon Jones, and Emma Johnson. And we are super pumped to have you on the studio. Y'all been in here before, but y'all are three of my favorite people. We share some favorite places, too. And we're going to talk about one of those places today. We're going to talk about the Yana Club. I think before we get into it, I'd like to kind of talk a little bit about, for people who don't know what the Yana Club is, maybe its history, its role, kind of what it's going through. If anybody wants to take that lead before I just start blabbering, if anybody's come with some.
Would you like me to do that, or would you like?
Go for it.
Well, tell us, how long's Yana been around? For those in the community and the listeners who don't know, just like tell us how big of a part Yana's kind of playing, how long it's been around.
Yana was incorporated back in 1976. The building, as I understand it, was given to the nonprofit by the Carter family, I believe, with the stipulation that it could only be used for Alcoholics Anonymous, for meeting place and for a social club and that type of thing. And so it's been operating in that way for 50 years, 76 to 26, so right at 50 years.
And how many meetings are taking place there a day or even a week?
3 to 4.
And how many people would you say are using that place for 12-step meetings?
So it's a little hard to tell right now because, we're at partial capacity given the fire that happened in February.
Typically, when it's fully operational, though, how many people are in and out of that building?
Fully operational, I would say 150 to 200.
A day are coming in there to get their daily
Probably
bread
more.
of 12-step meetings, right? Yeah. Okay, big part of the recovery community here in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes.
Okay. And what's happened recently in the past 6 months, for those who don't know yet?
So February 27th, I got a call around midnight that the building was on fire. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things were in question, but we had to shut down for 4 days. The entire west side of the building was damaged, and so the west half of the building was shut down, and it's still shut down. They're doing construction, and we're hoping to reopen fully in July.
Sorry to interrupt. For those that don't know, what is your position? What is your role at the Yana Club?
Oh, I'm the Yana Club president, so I'm president of the board.
That's right. Y'all take notice. We have the president in here. Okay.
Right.
Listen
Doesn't
up, y'all.
And I'll bet you a nickel. Well, in fact, I know she wasn't thinking this was going to be part of the job.
The hits keep coming, right?
And
Right.
also that Yana board that we are so grateful for because their service, they didn't think they were going to be doing this either.
Yeah.
So thanks to all of them.
Yeah.
So you don't know, the Yana building is run by a board. It's a nonprofit that's run by a board, and they make the decisions for all the property and how it's maintained. And so you've been the president of that. You've had to make these decisions on how and when this gets rehabilitated and who you hire and all that stuff, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm very lucky to have a really excellent board right now. I can't say anything about what would have happened with a different board. Everybody reacts differently in a crisis, but the board that we have right now has reacted especially well, and I just couldn't be more grateful for them.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have Tinsley in here a couple weeks ago, and he was giving us some updates on what he was doing over there on the board and doing his own recovery work. But he's a stalwart. He's a solid guy.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah. I know when you're working on an old building like that, you go through this period of discovery where it's like the things you see is really just the tip of the iceberg. And then you take something off and you find a couple more problems. And before you know it, you're into this whole like enchilada. There's many, many layers to it. And you're like, where are we at? Tell us about some of the things that y'all have discovered after that initial investigation.
So I honestly should have written a list
Right.
and brought it here so that I could accurately go over everything that we've come across. But the first thing was, we had asbestos in the siding that had to be remediated. That was a bit of a hit. So then we have a few operational issues like holes in the floor that we weren't aware of. And we need a new wheelchair ramp. There's just been so many things that it's hard to just get this place back up and running. We had a pipe issue recently where now we need a new roof for the back deck. And then we also need a new roof because the first one had some missing shingles or it wasn't put on right. Just you name it, it's probably going on.
Yep.
Anything that you can think of with an old building is what we're dealing with right now. And so that's not ideal. And think about it. This has been run by alcoholics for 50 years.
Come on, what are you trying to say?
So, I mean, yeah, patch job on patch job on patch job.
Yeah.
By alcoholics.
That's right. Yeah.
So, it's been interesting, but it's been really great. It's been really great to see people get excited about Yana again.
Yeah.
Because a year ago, these two guys, I met with them, and they were willing to help with anything. But I reached out to more people, and they were kind of like, well, we've done our time. We're pretty tired. And a lot of, that's what happens with a lot of things in recovery and service. People get worn out because it's hard to get other people to pick up and do the work. But with this, it's kind of been the exact opposite. I had people who I'd reached out to a year ago reach back out to me after the fire and say, I'm willing to do whatever. But these two guys are the ones that are really behind the scenes and doing the work.
Well, there are others too, for sure. But we've been going at this for about a year. I think it was about a year ago when we met. And one of the things, I don't know if you mentioned the asbestos issue that we had, but that was one of the major things because it was about a $12,000 or $13,000 cleanup requirement there, and that was not covered by insurance. And so I remember running into a couple of guys right after the fire, and we all had the same idea. This is the time. This is the sign that it's time to get busy and get Yana on the right track. We can use the impetus of this fire, the publicity that's come with it, and leverage off that to try to really get Yana moving in the right direction. So that's what we're about right now.
Okay. Yeah, for those listening that are like, oh my God, Yana's got asbestos, that's totally typical of these buildings that are built. Like 1920 to 1960, all this siding, all this sheetrock, all this stuff. It was a common ingredient in a lot of construction materials. You find it all the time. It's not until it's disturbed, which is what happened with the fire, when it got opened up either through fire or through demolition, that it becomes a problem.
But it's got dust.
And let's we not forget, cigarette filters used to be filled.
Come on. Yeah, what better?
I thought it was that great.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't know anything about anything, but I kind of feel like it's the reason the entire building didn't go up in flames.
It might have been,
But,
right?
No,
You
it's,
know-
it's an excellent heat retardant.
I mean,
That's
There's a reason
exactly
they
what it
used it.
does.
Yeah.
exactly. So I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's working out. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And so what Vernon was just saying is that, but that wasn't covered. The remediation cost to remove that stuff wasn't covered in the insurance.
Right.
And some of the things you were describing too, the building really, really needs, has not been covered in the insurance. Now, we had an insurance policy that's going to take care of a lot of things. There's a lot of things that aren't taken care of, and a lot of things moving forward that there's not a schedule of income to really take care of those things too. And so that's why y'all want to kind of create some sort of awareness to generate some income moving forward for the ongoing needs. Is that correct?
That's absolutely
Okay.
right.
And so what are some of the things y'all are coming up with on how to do that?
Walter, why don't you talk about
Well,
the
the
finance
first
committee?
thing we had a meeting a year or so ago. We talked about kind of the structural problems with the way Yana gets its money. I mean, Yana is a nonprofit. It has members that we'll talk about in a minute. but its primary source of income is the rent from the AA groups that come there. But what I didn't know, and what I learned then, is that the rent from the AA groups and the memberships were barely enough to cover just the paying the light bill. And when you had something like a AC blowout or a fire or a roof leak, it set the whole thing off. And we've known this. Everybody's known about the bathrooms and the whatever. This has happened over and over and over again, where one of those things will totally knock Yana off its kilter. And what we decided recently, especially right after the fire, was this is an opportunity. People love Yana. There was a GoFundMe that went crazy right after the fire because people love that place.
Yeah.
And even if they don't go to meetings there anymore, almost everybody in recovery I know is gone through there at some point in time.
Yeah.
So we formed we call it the Yana Finance Committee. And we are authorized. We work for the Yana board. We're not elected, but they are. And we work for them. And our sole mission is to raise money for what they think Yana needs. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. We think the benefit of that is it's going to be a standing committee. And we've got members who are connected within the community, who are familiar with fundraising and doing that kind of thing. We've got a really good team assembled. People are committed, and we think we can get the continuity that we need and the continuation of the message on an ongoing basis, so that we don't, have a flash in the pan and then we're right back where we started.
Yeah, it's aimed at solving those structural problems.
Yeah. Let's talk about the short-term needs and the long-term needs, because there's some short-term things that need to happen right now, but there's also long-term, I think. So if y'all distinguish, can you talk about that? What that might look like immediate and then also ongoing?
Yeah, I think the short-term needs are what kind of Emma outlined. I mean, we've got a lot of, there are some uncovered things that need to be fixed right now while the building's open. I think they're replacing windows that were technically not damaged by the fire, and so the insurance won't cover them. But while you're in there gutting it, you might as well replace new windows. They're doing that. They're making some changes to the flooring. There were holes in various places, like in the kitchen, if you remember, kind of.
Trampoline. Yeah, we got like, hey,
a little bit of
getting sober.
Am I going through? Maybe not. Wheelchair ramp was, thank gosh, nobody's needed to get up that. And
plenty of fun house stuff going on there.
Sure. So, but there's roof leaks. There are other flooring things. There's, a list of things that are not caused by the fire, that are not covered by insurance. That is the immediate need. And that's what we've kind of developed a two-phase or two-bucket approach that maybe Vernon can tell us about. But.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we did. We've actually got, might even break it into three buckets. The one you just mentioned, which is immediate. And then two other initiatives we're going to have. One is a capital campaign to improve Yana even more. And for that to happen, though, we have to have agreement and a plan as to what we want to do with that. So we've kind of put that on the back burner for now and are focusing on the other initiative, which is a membership drive. I think we talked a little bit about this last time we were here, that we feel that something that would be really beneficial to Yana is to spread the membership, to expand the membership beyond the current community of Yana into the recovery community in central Mississippi, and ask for people to join to support the club. And we're asking for sustaining memberships like Mississippi Public Radio does, where if we can count on a contribution every month from our members, then it smooths out our revenue stream, makes it more predictable, makes it easier for us to plan and to move forward. So that's the part we're working on right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the goal with that, I think at its core is a lot of people, when they first are getting into sobriety, they go to Yana.
Mhm.
Yana's kind of the touch point of recovery in Jackson. And as people recover and are sober, they start getting things back. They often will get a family back. They'll get some income. They're able to move outside of Jackson. They're no longer in that Fondren walking area where they can go to Yana because they can walk to Yana. And that's kind of one of the things. A lot of people that go to Yana frequently don't have a lot of income. And we need to keep the doors open for that next suffering addict or alcoholic. Because, I was that person a little over 8 years ago.
Yeah.
All of y'all were too.
Yeah.
100%.
Not to call y'all out, but
Yeah.
I am. And we still have old timers and we still have people with sobriety going, but that pool is just smaller than the number of people that have been to Yana and used Yana for its purpose. And we need to keep it there, and we need to not just exhaust the people that we just need to spread our wings, because we have so much support and so many people care about Yana, and we want to be self-supporting. We want to be supported, and we want to be able to be there and have a nice, safe meeting space.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody's been asking since the fire. What can I do?
Yeah.
What can I do? The answer is, if you're an alcoholic in recovery, you can be a Yana member.
Yeah.
Even if you don't set foot there.
Right.
It's easy to do. YanaClubMS.com. Click the become a member. Pick an amount that's good for you and commit.
I was talking with another member yesterday, as a matter of fact. We were talking about this very thing, and talking about growing the membership outside of the current club membership and the benefit of developing that revenue stream. And one of the key benefits is that it will take pressure off the groups that are currently supporting it. Each of those groups are paying substantial rent each month. If we can reduce that burden on them, then those funds are freed up to go to AA, And so it's a win-win situation there. And we really do think we can take that burden away. I mean, we set our goal to completely take it away. I don't know that that'll happen. The groups will still have to pay something because they can't accept it for free. But we would love to reduce that rent and shift that burden to the broader community that can support it.
Alcoholics, one of our biggest problems, or maybe the only problem, is selfishness and self-centeredness. We're not thinking about ourselves. We're not thinking, right?
What?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm almost embarrassed to say that, but you came to speak at my home group almost a year ago, or it might have been before this even
It was
happened.
in March last
And
year.
and half the group kind of does the eye roll, like Yana's looking for money again. Now, granted, they have their own stuff going on. They have their own group issues. I mean, how do we get people to really re-engage with this clubhouse? Everybody knows, yet kind of treats it like the step kid. It's like, because there's groups all over the place. There's plenty of AA resources, 12-step resources, and people know about it, but everybody's kind of worried about their own junk. So what can really happen to really get them reinvigorated about that clubhouse?
So I do want to give them some credit, because I did get about 5 to 10 more members.
Awesome.
I mean, not necessarily just there, but some members that frequently, or some people that frequently go there. And so it wasn't completely lost, but that was exhausting. I can't do that all the time.
You were so brave that day.
I
really
was
appreciate
so
it.
brave. Wow. I left with
It's hard,
such
It is
little,
hard.
I don't even know what the word is, but that's just one of the times where you tuck your tail and you're like, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You did.
Yeah,
But
I did
you, but serious though, that's one of the issues with just alcoholics in general is that we're thinking about our stuff in our clubhouse.
Yeah.
It can be really, really difficult. To
You
kind
know,
of,
that's our default setting.
doesn't have to be
Right.
Right.
But
Not at
we,
all.
But we go to these meetings, and these meetings keep telling us we got to think about somebody else. You got to do something for somebody else. That the way to do this deal is you be of service and help the next person along. And so, you know, we're kind of, I spent a lot of my time thinking about me, and then the rest of it thinking, oh, geez, I need to stop thinking about me. So if you're looking for something to not think about you, this is something you can do.
Yep.
And it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Another part of that, I think, David, is we need, and this can't happen just overnight. It's something that we got to develop, but we need a vision for Yana. We need a vision of what we want it to be and what we want it to do beyond where we are right now. And there are a number of directions we could go with that, and we've talked about some of those in here, you know, in terms of expanding the facilities, creating a meditation garden, putting some televisions in there or a pool table or something, opening a little kitchen where people could buy coffee and donuts or whatever. I mean, there are all kinds of things like that can be done, but not in the short term. So we're going to have a committee that is going to kind of vision for Yana. Well, the board will do that. Our committee won't, but the board will do that to create a vision for where they want the club to be 5 years from now. And I think that'll be really helpful. One other thing that I ran into yesterday, and I've been dealing with it quite a bit, is Tradition 6. Last time I was here, I mentioned, well, maybe we could go put a table at the Old Timers Roundup, or maybe we can go to each of the meetings and pitch Yana to each meeting, and we planned for that, and actually we're beginning to move in that direction. And well, we find out that Old Timers Roundup believes very strongly in Tradition 6 and will not allow anybody but Old Timers Roundup people to have a booth there other than intergroup. And I respect that. I mean, I think that's the way it ought to be done. And the individual groups, of course, can make their own decisions about how strictly they want to enforce Tradition 6. But the deal is that we want to respect what the groups want. We don't want to in any way infringe upon their sensibilities about being there or not. And so we're going to have to be very careful as we approach each group to have permission to we won't go in and ask for money. What we'll do is we'll ask them to announce, for example, that we're having a membership drive. There are cards in the back of the room that you can pick up, and you can automatically register yourself if you so choose to do, and leave it at that.
Yeah.
And so it's not a solicitation. It's just information that's being given.
Yeah.
And I think we can sell that, but I don't think we can sell going in there and asking for money. At least that's been my impression from the people I've talked to.
And to be clear about that's absolutely right, what folks have told us. But clubhouses like Yana have a very rich and old history with AA. There are clubhouses all over the country.
Yeah, some really cool ones.
Very cool ones.
Yeah.
In New York, and I mean, wherever you travel, go to a clubhouse.
Yeah.
There's going to be a clubhouse. And they're done exactly the same way. It's a nonprofit that its only purpose is to have a place where groups can meet. So this is a very rich tradition. And they fundraise all the time. And guess what? They fundraise to alcoholics all the time. And there is nothing wrong in Tradition 6 with individual alcoholics supporting a clubhouse.
Right.
It's the way it's done.
Yeah.
There's actually
The problem is that you just don't want for the new member to feel like, oh, I got to pay to the clubhouse to be a member of AA. That's what Tradition 6 is trying to get away from. And we totally respect that and are not trying to do that.
Yeah. There's actually the GSO has some literature or has some information on the relationship with clubhouses, and it's exactly what Walter just said. I did a deep dive about a year and a half ago to make sure that I was, you know,
That's
I
right.
haven't always like said it correctly, but you know, at the goal, like that is what we need to do and how we should present Yana.
And as long as we're clear, even when we go to an AA group, that
Yeah.
I'm not here on behalf of AA. I'm here on behalf of the Yana Club, and it's not AA.
Yeah.
And your membership in AA has nothing to do here. But you as an individual alcoholic, if you want to donate to the clubhouse, you can do that.
Yeah. That exactly coincides with what I've been told by just about every
Yep.
old timer I've talked with. It's,
Yep.
You've got to absolutely keep the two separate. You don't want anybody to be confused that Yana Club is AA asking them for money. So I respect that too.
You're talking about just the nature of clubhouses. I mean, what we're describing, what we're talking about is just basically the natural life cycle of a clubhouse. Because what you're saying is normally it's set up by it was a Carter family.
Yes.
But you had these benefactors, these people who were like, they're going to set it up and they had the means, they had the funds to do it. And now it's about Yana's longevity and how maturity it is. Those benefactors are gone.
Yeah.
People who gave the building up and said, here, take it. And now we've been through 3 or 4 cycles of people. And the people who were supporting it back in the 80s have moved on. The people who've been in the mid-90s are gone. And we're looking for a new set of them. I mean, that's essentially
what's
we need to develop that. That's going to happen through community outreach and kind of community awareness. But this isn't unique to Yana.
No.
This
Not
is
at all.
these clubhouses everywhere. I've always got a group of people who are really worried about keeping the doors open. And they put a lot into it. Yeah.
And we want to look to the, you know, we don't want to change what Yana is at its core, but we want it to be a better place. We want it to be, you know, not have vents that are falling through the floor, you know, things like that. And we need to do some backtracking in order to get it there. And so while we do need like a new pool, we also just need a little bit more push as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the other thing we've talked about, and I'm going to keep talking about this because it's important to me, and that is security at Yana. You know, possibly a fence around the parking lot or other measures to improve the security so ladies in particular feel comfortable coming down there, you know. And I don't know that some of them you could convince at all to come down there under any circumstances. But to me, it's a safe environment, and we need to keep it safe and take measures to show that it's safe. So.
Well, and the neighborhood that we're in, the Fondren neighborhood, the Fondren district, is really unique in the sense that it's had a lot of new development, but it's also a really old neighborhood. It's a neighborhood of a wide variety. You got a lot of different people living over there. Just the architecture and the lot sizes from when you go to West Street to where you push over across Old Canton is completely different. So you got a lot of different people living in it's a melting pot. It is. And Yana's benefited from that, but it's also taking some hits from that because there is so much traffic and there is so much stuff. But as far as Jackson goes, there's not a place that you're seeing more development, more things happening concentrated than in the Fondren area.
Yeah.
Correct.
You're seeing a lot of stuff.
All you got to do is look out the back.
It's going down.
Yana.
It's happening. We got hotels. We had 3 hotels.
Exactly.
Have y'all reached out to some of those kind of neighborhood partnerships, like the local churches, the other businesses? Are you trying to do any kind of business-to-business outreach?
That will be part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, of course, want to focus on the recovery community first. Is that an accurate description?
Yeah, no, I think obviously the membership drive is the AA community. That's if the podcasters that are listening to this right now want to know what they can do today, they can go push that button today, and they should.
Yeah.
The capital campaign that Vernon was talking about is going to be a longer term situation, and you 100% are right. We want everybody to invest in this place because this place is the beating heart of recovery in this city. It really is.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the blood, a molecule of blood, wherever it is in your body, it goes through the heart at some point.
Yeah.
And then back around and back around and back around. And that's what Yana is to a bunch of us.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't been there in 10 years, but you might. I mean, I found myself there a couple years ago on Monday nights. I'm like, I need to be back here.
Yeah.
So, and that's the capital community. So it'll be the businesses, it'll be the churches, it'll be, you know, the formal treatment industry that is very supportive of recovery here, and it will be, of course, big donors that aren't alcoholics, aren't in recovery. It'll be
Foundations,
and you name it.
Yeah.
We want to open this wide open because I think when people see the opportunity to make this a lasting thing, they're going to say, yeah, this is worth doing.
I mean, Fondren also benefits greatly from the Yana Club.
Absolutely.
I am sure, I obviously can't say anything for their numbers, but I would be willing to bet a lot that when we closed down, they were hit in some sort of way.
Yeah.
And I mean, even just at partial capacity.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's such a rich environment and community.
Yeah.
And I've only felt safer over the past few years with Fondren kind of coming out of the ashes, I guess, because it has.
Yeah.
It has its own security services, I believe, and that was Malcolm White told me one time that he thought that Yana was in that circuit that they were driving by. I'm not sure if that's correct or not.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of organizations, Fondren Ford and Fondren Renaissance and Fondren Phoenix, and some of them are just recastings of the same organization. But there's 3 or 4 different groups over there that are raising real money and are allocating real resources on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That I think that they would be, because you're right. Yana's providing a service to people who are walking up. The people need to get sober and stay sober, and that's what it's doing. Instead of having people just die these deaths of depression, just sitting on bus stops, not having anything to do. It's like they're ending up at Yana sometimes and changing their lives. Yeah. And so it's in the best interest of the whole community. But there's plenty of not alumni. There's plenty of people who are shareholders in Fondren and in Yana's success, whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, family members.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Well, I mean, I was talking more about just like the business to business stuff, but I do want to get on. People, you mentioned people who have succeeded and built a new life and moved away. How are y'all planning on getting a hold, besides podcasts like this? How are y'all planning on getting a hold of those people who have maybe moved interstate? Because I got a lot of friends who are they're in Texas now. They're gone and they love Yana. Do y'all have an old mail campaign, or is it through podcasts like this? Or
so, I mean, any numbers y'all want to give me, that's wonderful. But I have compiled the members list from, it's been semi-updated, semi-kept up in bits and pieces. So, there's a different one from 2016, 2017 that I was handed down, and I've tried my best to compile all of them. So like old membership lists, website contacts, PayPal contacts, all of those things into one master list.
So if you're a former Yana member, heads up, we're coming.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if they have a new number and a new address, we will not be able to reach you.
That's where I think social media comes in. And stuff like what we're doing today. We need to be doing a lot of this and finding other ways to reach out to people who are familiar with Yana, but we don't have any other way to reach them because we don't know where they are.
Yeah,
that's right.
Our Facebook page has kind of been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
That's how we've been updating people on the fire and the meetings that are there and not and blah, blah, blah. So I think our Facebook page is definitely one way that we can kind of do something.
Yeah.
Emma, you and I will recognize this as the Facebook. If you're reading this, repost it. But Walter and Vernon will probably remember it as chainmail. But there's this thing where thank you. Appreciate that, David. But there's this thing that you try to make something viral and contagious, right? You try to make let's go. Yeah. Chainmail.
Was that with the mimeograph machine?
You just crank them out.
I never got any money. That's right.
But the idea is that you create something and you have people like engage in it and repost it to their page, to their friends, their whatever. Maybe there's something you could do there with, like, hey, here's the list I've got. Could you share this with 10 other people? Because I mean, I think I've probably got 20 friends right now that I have been to meetings with them before in the past at Yana, but they don't go there anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not really talking to them about the Yana drive. I'm talking to my Yanites about it. You know, I'm
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah.
And then if I were to say, hey, not only could you support, but would you share this with the 15 or 20 people that I'm not thinking of? They have a whole other branch that I'm just not even thinking of.
So one thing is that, that's under lock and key because of the anonymity aspect of it. We don't want people's information getting out. So it's been on like a flash drive of mine. And so it's not publicized. So don't freak out.
Yeah.
It's
not.
And so that's a little bit, but I mean, we do need to I thought about maybe just posting a form for somebody, like a Google Forms for people to fill out, just on Facebook to get contact information, like if it's changed or something. But I don't know.
Well, the old school way of doing this is you ask 5 people, and you ask those 5 people to ask 5 people, and you ask those 5 people to ask 5 people, and you know how the math works on that.
Yep.
You don't get too many chains down before you're at a large number of folks. We're gonna do all that.
Yeah. I got a side project that's not AA, but it's recovery related. And I've just gone through my phone over the past, every Monday, I sit down and 15 contacts. I send them the flyer and I send them a text. Hey, this is what I'm doing. If you know anybody who needs a service, please share this and make this happen. And if you can, anybody. And that's, I'm not going to meetings and passing out cards. I'm not going, like, I'm doing it on my own. But yeah, I know you, like, this is, and I don't have any compunction. I don't have any, like, I shouldn't be doing, like, yeah, but that's what I'm doing. I'm using my
I
contacts.
shared it with about 6 or 7 other people.
I mean, we got a service, we got a thing, and this
Yeah.
is the people I'm trying to share it with.
That's
so,
a great
yeah.
point. And I didn't even realize I was participating in the ancient chainmail thing.
I mean, getting guerrilla, getting crafty about it. Just going back to some old school and then plugging in the new school stuff. I mean, we do some of that in Recovery Lab.
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to make content, and we're trying to share it, and we're trying to get messages out. And sometimes things will get picked up and they get run with it. We need to push this one.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit longer. I really want to talk about, if people are listening, what is the code? What is the call to action? What can they do? How do they find out? What are a couple of things, like we mentioned the drive itself and how to become a member. Let's get real specific on that, and also about sharing this information with others. Let's talk a little bit about that so listeners can make this thing go wide, go viral.
So go to the Yana Club website. If you Google Yana Club of Mississippi, it's typically the first one. It's yanaclubms.com. And so I worked a really long time on this website. I hope it's, user friendly. But on the home page, there are a few buttons, and there's one that says become a member.
Mm-hmm.
So you can click that. And then we have different tiers. Now, the only reason that we have different tiers is because some people are able to give more than others. We don't want to, we don't want to raise the membership fee and miss people who want to be a member. We want everyone to be a member. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm able to give more than $10 a month now because, I have a career and I'm working. And so maybe when I first got sober, I was only able to give $10 a month. I'm now able to give more. And so if you purchase a plan, you can go back and you can re-up it just as your finances allow you to. And so I've done that a couple of times because with my career going off, I'm able to give more. And so just pick the tier that works for you financially. It starts at $10 a month. You can go up to $25 a month. You can do $50 a month. You can do $75 a month. What I can give is different than what, maybe Walter or Vernon can give in a month. But the important thing is that we give.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can become a member and you can sign up. It's really easy. You just have to fill out a quick form and put your credit card in, and you never have to think about it again unless your card expires. Go back and fix it. So
The other thing I was call to action is come to Yana. Come see what we're doing.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're going to be. You're going to notice a difference when you come. It's going to be nicer than it was, and this is just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really encourage people to come down and see what's happening there, because I think that might create some interest as well to see how many people we are helping.
Mm-hmm.
if you need some new sponsees, come to Yana. There are always newcomers. I think that's another aspect that people sometimes forget about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can help the newcomer there
Yeah.
every single day. And, you know, that's our primary goal.
Well, you could. I mean, my own experience is it can be a place of renewal for your recovery if you hadn't been to Yana in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happened to me. That there was something missing in my program, and it was Yana.
Mm-hmm.
That's my story too, Walter. I left for a long time and came back, and I'm so glad I did.
I tell guys that are trying to get sober, is like, if you never really fall in love with and kind of get in the groove with helping other people stay sober, you're not going to get this. And everything that we're doing up to this, all the steps, everything is so I clean my own house, get my own stuff in order. I'm giving a gift of some clarity and sobriety and serenity. And then I've got to go pay it forward. I've got to go do that in 12 step, and that's closing the circle up. And I sit in meetings at times and they're like, there's no newcomers. We need some fresh blood. It's like, you might have to go where they are. You know, you might be too you might have in your own, transportation's an issue, and just being able to get to certain places with buses and being kind of in a high density area of Fondren, like Yana's got those people coming in. And so telling these people who are in the different places, like, you might need to go to where the newcomer is. Just like we go to treatment centers to carry the message, you might need to go somewhere else. But if you're not working with new alcoholics, your sobriety, if any, is going to be very, very fragile. Mm-hmm. You know, we've got to be doing that.
That's exactly right. And I feel like that's something that is often easily overlooked because, you know, we're selfish and self-centered. But that has been the thing that has changed my recovery. And no matter what day of the week it is, anytime that I pick that back up, my recovery is renewed.
Yeah. I mean, in just about any Yana meeting you go to, it's going to have some really long-term sobriety in there. And it's going to have some folks that are a week, 10 days.
Well, I should say that
a day.
we really need some old timers, because it's not infrequent that I have the most sobriety in the room. And that is freaking terrifying. Like,
Hey,
I should
you're
not
an old timer now,
have,
Emma. Welcome.
I should not have the
Mimeograph.
most sobriety in the room. I'm like, we're fucked. So we need people with time. We need people that care. We need just people.
And even if you're, and the message for the membership drive is, if you're in AA in recovery, and you have care about Yana from afar or never set foot in the place, we want you to be a member of it. And then we want you to come and see what you're a member of.
Yeah.
But even if you don't come, you can support us from afar, because what that's going to do is it's going to set that thing on a structural financial footing where, you know, an ice storm is not going to knock it out. A fire is not going to knock it out. Yeah. It's going to be there, built for the long term.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, getting one person, I mean, if someone listening could become a member and then could find just like 2 to 5 other members, 2 to 5 people that, you know, it's easier, I think, to get someone who's been to Yana, because it's really easy for you to remember what it was like, you know, and I feel like Yana is a reminder of what it was like, what happened, and then you can think about what it's like now.
One other thing, I know we're running out of time, but one thing that old timers frequently mention to me is that, damn, I miss the card games. They used to be, you know, they used to have a table up there in the Yana room, and there'd be guys sitting around there all day long, you know, playing poker or whatever they were doing, because it was a social club. And we've lost that social club aspect of it to some degree, except for the folks sitting out front smoking cigarettes, you know, they before the meeting and that type of thing. But there is I think that if we could add some features to make it more usable for people during the day. One of the things we lost during the pandemic was we had to close it down for a period. And then after we closed it down and we opened it back up, we only opened it up for meetings and that type of thing. So we lost a lot of that in the pandemic itself. And I think we need to build it back.
I got sober in the meeting before and the meeting after.
That's right.
I mean, that's where the juice is.
Yes.
That's where the thing's at. You
Yeah.
know, the meeting before and the meeting after. Yeah, absolutely.
You can remain anonymous in the meeting.
Right. You're going to get invited somewhere afterwards.
Then you're no longer anonymous.
Yeah. We're going to find out how good of a spades player you are afterwards. Yeah. We're going to play some cards.
But Yana provided that perfect situation for me.
Yeah.
There was always a meeting before and there was always a meeting after. And, you know, people can get sober any which way, but that was what helped me get sober.
Besides the things that need to happen right now to get up and running, air conditioner, plumbing, all the paint, floor, and everything, let's talk about some of the things I know y'all have talked. What's a wish list that if you could just, you know, wave the wand, stroke the check, make it happen? You kind of a little hinted around it, but tell me, I know you got some more concrete things. What would y'all really like to see happen? You mentioned an outdoor space. Tell me more about that, or what are y'all envisioning?
Well, that was just one idea. Again, like a meditation area out in the back with a garden where people could go sit and be quiet and maybe visit with their sponsors and that type of thing. Maybe enclose that area back there to where there was more privacy and, you know, because we have a weird line. Our line on that side, on the Pig and Pint side, is about a foot from the building. And that road is actually belonging to Pig and Pint, I think. But I'm not sure they would object if we wanted to put a fence up and kind of, you know, cordon off some of our stuff and give it a little privacy for folks.
That was actually something that our manager had mentioned. We asked him to give us a few things that he would like because he's there more than anybody else. I don't care who
Shout out
you
to
are.
Johnny.
You are not, for real.
Shout out to Johnny.
You are not there more than Johnny is.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he mentioned a fence in the back and a gate, and just, you know, little things like that. I can't remember off the top of my head what else.
Well,
But
there's
also-
certainly going to be fixing the structure, right? And making it nice. I mean, there have been, don't get me wrong, there's been lots of great work that's happened over the years, but like a good, nice refix.
Yeah.
But one of the high points of my experience with this thing is Vernon and I went to the Yana board and we said, go and dream, y'all. You tell us, what is it that y'all want?
Yeah.
You know, they're the elected members. What is it that y'all want to see? And they're doing it. And they're doing it, and they're going to come up with some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we're just going to be here to raise the money for it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
We didn't want to come in or be perceived coming in and saying, oh, we got this money and we're going to do all this for Yana, and Yana doesn't want it. I mean, we really want this to be bottom-up kind of stuff where we have the complete buy-in of the membership to where we don't want to upset the tradition in any way. We want to maintain it and push it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to Yana and you got some wishes, let a Yana board member know.
Fill out the contact form on our website.
There you go. The contact form, or even just comment on the website. You know, I'd like to see XYZ. Somebody's tracking that.
Yeah.
Offer to help with the website.
Yeah.
You know, service work.
So there was a synagogue in town 2 or 3 months ago, 6 months ago. I don't know my time frame. It had an arson event, big deal. From what I saw, it made the news, and I think they did quite a big fundraiser on something like that because they went straight to the news. It was on WAPT, it was on all these. Have y'all thought about doing more of a public-facing kind of press push, or is it still kind of in the circle of circles?
So Vernon and Walter might have a different opinion on this. One of my first thoughts, though, is, you know, a lot of people they want to keep the anonymity safe. And so how do we balance those two? I'm not really the person to answer that, but these two guys might be. It's just a little bit tricky because we don't want to step on the toes of our members because they're what's important, you know.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I saw the synagogue story, but I still don't know who goes to church there.
That's good to know. That's a good point.
I don't have any idea.
Well, there was some press around it when the event happened, and the next thing that will happen that we might want to publicize to some degree is a grand opening when we open it back up, and that won't necessarily happen on July the 15th. We might delay that a while and publicize that and try to have an event, a fundraising event to officially
So
open.
follow
And
the
we'll be there
Facebook
at that
page.
event to help people become Yana members. We'll be there to talk about, you know, what the Yana Finance Committee's doing and what the Yana Board's doing. And so you come on to the grand opening, probably be a suggestion box or the modern equivalent, David, whatever that would be.
I think that's one of the Yana's had a really, really tough time kind of riding this line between like, are you a public facing nonprofit that's getting the word out on every level that it can possibly get it out on, or are we trying to practice, you know, these anonymity?
Yeah.
And practice all these traditions and all our affairs. And the two are different. And it's really, really different because we're made up of a bunch of alcoholics. But the board doesn't necessarily have to be. I think we've read the bylaws.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's, to be a member, you just need to have need to be a member of
Alcoholics Anonymous in order to be a member of the Yana Club. I believe that is in the bylaws.
Okay.
Now, the bylaws can be changed.
Yeah.
And
I've been wanting to change that, but all of our members have to vote, or not all of them. It's a majority of our 2/3 of the members have to vote to change them. So we can't just change them. But sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, there is that natural tension between trying to, because the sixth tradition is kind of it's inhibiting in a lot of ways for us. I mean, we can't do a lot of things. I mean, like having the table at the Old Timers Roundup. That'd be a great way to get to a lot of folks and all that type of stuff. And undeniably so, that would be good. But it tramples the sixth tradition, and so we've got to respect that, and we've got to back away from that, and we've got to back away from going into the groups directly and soliciting. So it creates some obstacles for us within the AA community. With regard to the rest of the folks, though, who are not in recovery, I mean, we can do whatever the hell we want to. We really can. Yeah. It's just a matter of our imagination and having the funding to do it.
So a couple months ago, my wife and I attended the Mississippi Addictions Conference. There was 600 people, doctors, physicians, practitioners, counselors, everybody in the recovery world showed up. Would y'all be willing to go do something? Would that be, because I know what you're talking about, you don't want to go step on the toes of the meetings, but how about going to where these...
Yeah.
I
would think so.
I have a few people that I work with that have become members. Or not become, they give monthly. Sorry. We have two different little thingies. But yes, monthly donations.
Yeah, the short answer is anywhere that we can get the message out about what we're doing, we'll go.
Yeah, some of these that's a great idea. Those recovery conferences and stuff like that you all go to would be a great place for Yana to show.
I mean, the treatment centers that are busing the people up there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, those are shareholders.
Yep.
They are.
Yeah.
And they would probably help us.
100% they
if we asked
would.
them to.
Because they're interested in sending their folks to a thriving building that's safe and secure and nice to be in and has great meetings, and that's what they want too.
Yeah.
They want them to be able to get a sponsor.
Yeah.
Right.
And for when they leave.
Right.
It's hard when everybody there has about 5 to 10 sponsees that they're trying to help with. And so that's why we need more people to come. We need more time. But I digress.
No. The work that y'all are doing, aside from your own personal recovery journeys, I mean, you're going above and beyond. You're putting in a lot of effort and a lot of energy but you're serving on the board and you guys doing this new fundraising endeavor. It's a lot of work. I mean, I got to say, having a lot of side projects myself, I know kind of what y'all are putting into it, and it's a lot because it's beyond the daily meditations and the daily meeting attendance and your sponsees phone calls. And then, Vernon, you still calling your sponsor? You know, you're doing that too.
Every once in a while. I'm trying to remember. I called him last week, actually.
Yeah.
Asking for money.
See,
But,
That's what long-term sobriety will get you right there. Well, actually, that may be
But,
short-term sobriety
you
too.
know, I was having coffee with a couple old timers yesterday, and one of them, when we were about to break up, they said, you know, the one thing I want to know is, have y'all prayed to God for guidance in what you're doing? And I thought for a minute, and I said, well, yes, every meeting we open with a prayer, and we end with a prayer. And I, for one, and I'm pretty sure everybody else is, when they wake up in the morning, they're asking God to guide our actions and our thoughts and help us do the next right thing.
Amen.
And so we're trying to comply with God's will for us. And the way I discern it is by not trying to force anything, but to take what's coming and available. Like, don't try to force yourself into the old timers roundup, for example. If that's not something people are comfortable with, let's find some other way to do it. And so I believe that's what God would have me do anyway.
I've prayed about it a lot, especially with kicking off the finance committee. I mean, these two guys are the ones that, you know, are heading it, but that is my baby.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's the only thing that I do for my entire life and y'all get something done, I will be happy. You know, I can rest. But I mean, especially with the fire, you know, a lot of prayer and guidance from people that have more experience than I do. I can't remember what my point was.
Well, the bottom line is, I mean, you know, you said it. Turns out the whole secret to this thing is giving back, right?
Yeah.
Who knew, right? Thought it was all about me. Turns out it's not. And, you know, if you're looking for a way to give back, then join us. And it could be simple as a couple of clicks. It could be more if you want to come be a part of it. You got names, you got dreams, you got whatever, send them along. You know, we'll take everybody, because I think that's what we're all trying to do is I mean, I owe a debt I'll never be able to repay. I mean, I'm making as many payments as I know how to make, and I ain't ever going to get to the end of it, I don't think, because the gift was so huge. And this little small payback, this is nothing compared to what we've all gotten.
That's exactly right.
Well, guys, if you're listening to this, you made it to the end. Please share this episode with your friends, anybody who might be interested in what a clubhouse is and how they can support the one in Jackson, Mississippi, the Yana Clubhouse. Find us at yana.com.
YanaClubMS.com.
YanaClubMS.com.
Click the Become a Member button, select a monthly amount, and fill out the stuff.
That's it.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah,
Really
thank you.
Y'all are
for coming
amazing.
in. We can't do it without y'all. Me and Daniel can't do anything. What are we going to do?
mean,
Talking about some folks that are making an impact on the recovery community.
Yeah, really.
I mean,
Kudos
y'all
to
also do
you
at
all, too.
Yana.
Yeah.
Y'all are there, and y'all are amazing. So this
We love
isn't the only place that you give back.
Well,
This
we
is
love you
just like
guys.
one
And
thing.
seriously, thanks for coming and spending an hour with us, because it can't happen without guests that are willing to talk about something they're fired up about. And y'all are obviously super fired up about what you're doing, and we hope to fire our listeners up. That's what we want to do.
Fire.
Same here. Don't mention that word.
No pun intended.
We have a burning desire.
Yeah. Let's get some tea.
Burn down the building.
No open flames, please.